The first time your dog stops trusting you, nothing obvious happens. There's no reaction, no resistance, nothing you can clearly point to. Everything looks the same on the surface, but something small has already shifted underneath. It doesn't start with disobedience or distance. It starts with a moment that feels completely normal to you. You give a command the way you always do. Your dog responds, but something about the timing feels slightly different. It's not slower in a way that alarms you. It's just not as certain as it used to be. That certainty is what most people never pay attention to. But it's where trust actually lives. Because trust in dogs isn't emotional in the way we think. It's built on consistency, predictability, and what happens next. When those things start to shift even slightly, your dog notices immediately, and they begin to adjust. At first, the adjustment is almost invisible. Your dog still follows, still listens, still stays close. But now there's a layer between you and them, a moment where they check before they commit. That moment is the beginning of something new. Your dog is no longer assuming you're right. They are starting to evaluate whether you are, and that changes how every interaction feels. Most owners believe trust breaks during big mistakes, harsh corrections, confusion, or obvious inconsistency. But it rarely happens like that. It happens quietly, in moments that seem too small to matter. A command that doesn't match your tone. A signal that comes too late. A response from you that feels slightly off from what your dog expected. Each of these moments adds something small. Not enough to break anything immediately, but enough to introduce uncertainty. And once uncertainty exists, trust is no longer automatic. It becomes something your dog has to confirm again. That confirmation doesn't happen consciously. It happens through repeated moments over time. Your dog watches more closely than before. They pay attention to details you don't even realize you're showing. Your timing, your posture, your consistency, all of it becomes information they use to decide. And slowly, the way they respond begins to change. Not dramatically, but just enough to feel different. They hesitate for a fraction longer. They check their surroundings before responding to you. They shift their attention away for a second, then come back when they're ready. Most owners miss this stage completely because nothing looks broken yet. But this is where the relationship starts to move, not away, but into something less certain. Because your dog is no longer operating on trust alone. They are operating on interpretation. And interpretation requires effort. It slows everything down just enough to matter. Over time, these small shifts begin to stack. What was once immediate becomes slightly delayed. What was once automatic becomes something your dog thinks about first. And eventually, you begin to notice it. The delay feels more obvious now than before. The responses feel less reliable than they used to. But by this point, the change has already settled in. Because trust didn't disappear all at once. It was replaced slowly, moment by moment. And the first time it happened, it didn't look like anything at all. But here's where it becomes important. Once your dog starts questioning, they don't stop on their own. They continue observing and adjusting based on what they experience next. If the signals stay inconsistent, the uncertainty deepens. And your dog relies less on assumption and more on evaluation. That's when hesitation becomes part of their normal behavior. Not resistance, but a built-in delay before action. And this is the point where most relationships start to feel different. Not broken, just less automatic than before. Because your dog hasn't disconnected from you. They've simply stopped skipping the step where they decide. Every interaction now includes a moment of judgment, a quiet check before commitment. And that moment is where everything is either reinforced or weakened, every single time. Your dog is constantly updating how they interpret you, not based on intention, but based on consistency. And once that process begins, it becomes the new normal. A relationship shaped by observation instead of assumption. Which is why the first moment mattered so much, because it was the beginning of a completely different dynamic.